So I've been doing a few things to the old farm truck. A few improvements. Scored some parts off a friend of mine. He was nice enough to let me swap out this cap, which is a little more fitting, I think, for the truck. Never really liked caps, but this truck, for some reason, just kind of looks cool with one. Got these windows open up and stuff. Yeah, I had to take the seat out of there. Couldn't stand it. Actually had to get in there, crawl underneath it, and saws all the bolts off. They're all rusted and stuff to the floor and underneath, and it was pretty awful. But well, let's see what else I've done. I got the cab lights weren't working at all when I got it, so I went through and found the wire and hooked it up and fixed all of it, replaced all the bulbs. You'll notice these out of place shiny West Coast Juniors. They're just kind of like those the ones off eBay, but when they come they only give you so much adjustment. And I was wondering why I couldn't find a lot of pictures online of square bodies with these mirrors on there. It's because they don't work. But I figured, hey, little chop cut rebuild, and that's what it was. This area here was just was too long. It was even on both sides, so it, like, the mirror was like that. It was like all wacky, but yeah, I just kept cutting it and seeing where I liked it, and that's what I ended up with. Had to give it a gold chain, you know. Got the hood on. It's a pain in the ass to get it adjusted on there. The whole front end's a little wonky on this thing, but that's what's cool about it, I think. Again, and yay, the hood stays up by itself now. Doesn't whack me in the head. Finally got my hood springs. This little thing, no spring there, but don't really care. You just gotta make sure it's like that. Oh, what's that shiny thing on there? So when I started driving it around, the old Q-Jet is giving me some trouble. Didn't even want to get out of its own way. Had a wicked flat spot, and I adjusted the shit out of it and tried, and I just didn't like it anymore. And also, the front bolt right here that goes in the intake is where the Q-Jet lined up, because it's not an even square like an Edelbrock. And I noticed one day I was looking at it, I just took the bolt and just took it right out. It was stripped. Somebody stripped it in the intake, so yeah, it only had 3 bolts holding it down. It didn't have a vacuum leak, because I checked it, but I didn't really like that. So yeah, by switching over, it has the 2 bolt patterns on this intake, so got a brand new Edelbrock, because It's the only way to make it run good. And it lined up with the other hole, so I was able to bolt it down, and the stripped hole doesn't even make any difference to me. You'll notice on all my stuff now, I'm running electric chokes. As fun as it is to pump the gas, I have become tired of it. And you know, sometimes you just need to go do something, and I hooked them up so you just hit that pedal once and they fire right up, and that's the way I like it. Notice the distributor, it's kind of weird where it sits. Come to find out, somebody put it, when they set it in, they kind of put it off a couple teeth, so when you try to time it, then it's you go all the way to the firewall, and it's just not enough to get it timed right. But I mean, where it's at right now, it's been running pretty good. But you know, once I feel like it, I'm gonna have to pull the distributor out and reset it back in so that I can fully tweak it just right. Well, I can't decide which truck I liked most here. I love getting in this thing, driving it. This thing's just, it goes down the road straight. You wouldn't think it by looking at it. You know, the body's really rough on it, but the thing just runs and drives great. The only complaint I have, I think, is the exhaust. It's got a Y pipe with a single exhaust on it. Just kind of like some kind of cheap turbo muffler, but definitely the motor's definitely got a decent cam in it, and it's got some more power in there that needs to be let out. Needs some headers and duals on it. So I got a set of headers sitting around. I'm pretty sure they're from a Chevy truck, so pretty soon I'm gonna have to get my ass in gear and get those on. Get a nice exhaust on it. Yeah, this truck had a lot of. I've done so much, you know, wiring and just fixing of, you know, terminals and wires and stuff like that. I hate doing that shit, but whoever had it definitely didn't care about that kind of stuff. Yeah, the stock steering wheel doesn't give you much room when you're a guy like me, you know. So I figured the gold metal flake was pretty fitting for this, and a more fitting shift knob. Well, I just kind of threw that temp gauge down there because it still works. Cleaned up a lot of wiring and stuff that was hanging down. There's a lot of wires that just went to nowhere, and I just cut them out of there. Still need some door panels. They're expensive. Buy them new, but I just need anything. I mean, the truck, you know, it's no showpiece. I just need something to throw on there. I don't even really need them, but I mean, might as well. Seat's a little ripped there, but it's pretty comfortable. I don't mind it. The dual tank situation, still got to get to the bottom of it, but and you switch it over to this tank, and the thing eventually just runs out of gas. So, and there is gas in it, so I don't know what's going on there, but I've been just using the other side, and whatever's going on, the fuel gauge doesn't work. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. So you just keep the old gas can in there with a few gallons, just in case. Oh, the way things turned out with the no trailer hitch on the dually and stuff, and not that I ever really towed with the Suburban anyway. I really wanted to. You know, that doesn't have one because I had to take it off to put the new gas tank in. And the 01 Silverado, even though it's not right there, that's on the road, and the old lady drives that around now. You know, that's the comfortable, nice truck, as they say. But yeah, I had to go do some scrapping and stuff like that, so got the lights working on this. Had to just put a new plug on it. It was all shitty underneath there, the wires. So I actually towed a car like an hour away on the highway, and 70-75 miles an hour on this truck, and it was great. Very surprised on how good that it towed and how good it ran on the highway. Let me know what you think of the old farm truck. What does it need? What should I do? I think somebody might be sending me a couple of mufflers. We'll see. Till next time, the streets.